Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. All right. 14th Amendment, Article 3, or Section 3. No person shall be senator or representative in Congress or elector of president and vice president or hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or any other state who, having previously taken an oath as a member of Congress or as an officer of the United States or as a member of any state legislature or as an executive or judicial officer of any state to support the Constitution of the United States, shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same, or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof. But Congress may, by a vote of 2/3 of each house, remove such disability. So, will Donald Trump be considered an insurrectionist and therefore cannot be seated as the President of the United States? That's what I want to read the energy on. I don't really see anybody taking this approach, and we haven't had many insurrectionists in our lifetime, but if we were going to have one, he would seem to fall underneath that. So what I want to read on is what's the energy around Donald Trump in the January 6th insurrection, and then follow that up with, will that be brought up as a way to delay or deny Donald Trump from taking the White House? This will be for entertainment purposes only, so come on down and let's see what we've got. Let's look at the energy around the 14th Amendment, Section 3, and Donald John Trump. Foundation of the reading is the Ace of Pentacles. This is a big opportunity, and if you don't learn your lesson, you will repeat things. So here we go with Trump getting elected into office, and the chaos that would ensue if you tried to do that. Now, interestingly enough, this card is a great card to represent the insurrection, the Five of Wands, the Hillbilly Brawl card, where everybody was fighting because Donald Trump didn't want to accept the election results. And underneath it all is the Three of Wands. It's waiting for your ship to come in, waiting for things, history almost repeating itself, because here we come in January of 2025, where it's the next inauguration. Are you actually going to put in the guy who caused problems the last time? And there you go, Four of Wands in the past. When Donald Trump was leaving, we had an insurrection. Are you going to bring him back and totally forget what happened in January 6th of 2021? Current energy is the Nine of Cups. False friend. He's certainly a false friend of the United States. Are we all forgiving here? I'm not getting a real strong feeling that anybody's going to do anything about it here. Overarching energy is the Lover's card. He's coming back in. And are you going to accept him in there? It almost is like they're going to ignore this. Yeah, agreements and agreements. Yeah, certainly Republicans and Democrats can come together and say, we don't want Trump in there. And we can agree on the 14th Amendment. Two of Coins. The consequence, the juggling, trying to keep the balls up in the air. Diminishing values. I think the problem that you run into, you have, people coming together, making decisions. It would require both parties to be on board with this. I'm not seeing it. Is it an avenue that could have been taken? Yes. If, Donald Trump had done this back in 1976 when we were celebrating our bicentennial and, trying to put Nixon behind us, that type of thing. If there had been behavior like this, people would not have tolerated it, and Trump wouldn't have stood a chance. But we're not a united nation; we're a divided nation right now. And 14th Amendment, I don't see the 14th Amendment happening here. Next question: will the Democrats vote to not seat Donald Trump? Kind of like the fake elector scheme. Will the Democrats potentially vote on a fake elector scheme type thing? Not putting fake electors in, but you have votes in Congress, which could stop the counting of electors. Will the Democrats do something like that? Let's look at a 4-carder on this one. 5 of coins, leaving people out in the cold. Strength card, Knight of Swords, 9 of Swords, Page of Swords. Would they do that? It might be suggested. It's not the best play, though, because it's going to disenfranchise people. It would be reckless. Could they play their strength to it? Sure, but it's going to be worth the headache. I don't think they're going to try and block it that way in Congress either. This video was going to start off as a 14th Amendment one. It looks like it's evolved into a, different ways the Democrats could thwart a Trump presidency. I guess I'm going to have to rename it that along those lines. Okay, so it doesn't look like they will successfully get the 14th Amendment across the finish line because we're not a united nation. I don't think that they will be able to block it by the certification of votes because there just isn't the support there. It'll look reckless, and it's not going to help them with their agenda. Will Russian influences, when Russia's saying that we helped Donald Trump get elected, will Russia play a hand in potentially preventing Donald Trump from being inaugurated in January of 2025? 4 of coins. This is going to be a bigger card. Sitting on information on the celebration, on the victory. So they've got information on the victory. And the Magician card here, that Gary and I were doing a reading on this. This will come up on Saturday of next week. The manifestation. Russia may play a hand in all this yet. King of Swords. They know what's going on, and they're emotionless and ruthless in their negotiations with Trump. Right now, they're ratcheting up the embarrassment campaign with Donald Trump. How is that going to manifest itself? Right now, they basically just said, we helped you steal the election. And we want you to play ball with us. Are you going to play ball? They've threatened to ratcheting up. Yeah, they've got plans. Will Russia do that? I guess it depends on if Donald Trump plays ball with them or not. If Donald Trump starts capitulating to Russia, they might leave him in there. But if Donald Trump, basically what that 4 of coins is, we don't know yet. Russia's sitting on information. They're sitting on stuff. And right now they are letting Donald Trump make free will choices. If Donald Trump plays ball on the short term, they probably won't release anything. If Donald Trump refuses to play ball, maybe they release stuff. So it's really dependent on Donald Trump. Will intelligence information gathered from Five Eyes or from the Biden administration be used as a justification to prevent Trump from being inaugurated in January of 2025? In other words, election interference. Will there be information that's revealed or leveraged to do that? The Empress. It's meeting everybody's needs, making sure everything's taken care of. Cross with the Justice card. Wow, we got some major arcana going on here. Everybody watching out for each other. That's what the Five Eyes do, is everybody's looking out for each other on this one. Integrity. Voter integrity. Integrity of the votes. Let's see. Will Five Eyes be something like that? Sitting on information, not revealing what they're keeping things close to the vest. Just like Putin, the Magician, the manifestation. Look at all these major arcana here. And we've got the 1st, the 3rd, and the 11th card in here. Overarching energy is the 8 of coins. Working on it. Reaping what you sow. And the legacy. Will Five Eyes reveal something? I think they're sitting on information that could be used for court challenges here. But how do you bring it to light? How do you put it to work for you? And what are the consequences of doing it? The legacy of the United States. Will Five Eyes prevent it? Possibly. It depends on the integrity of the people that have that information. Again, more free will choices. Four coins. Next question. Given the current energies and everything swirling around, we should ask if Donald Trump will be inaugurated in January of 2025. Again, this reading right now is current energies. There is so much free will going on that I really can't predict it. I shouldn't even ask the question, because what I do today it's a Page of Swords. What I do today may not be relevant, because if there's evidence that there was cheating, and we'll know from the Pennsylvania audit for the Senate, that might lead to a Pennsylvania audit of the president, and if there's evidence there, that could be the undoing. Yeah, I don't want to read on it yet. We'll have to wait till the Pennsylvania audit goes through. Okay, if Donald Trump does get inaugurated, what's the future looking like for the United States if he does actually get in? Three of Coins, all the backroom dealing, the secret negotiations, the things going on. Strength card. Favors. It's going to be nepotism and cronyism galore. There'll be a resistance to it. People try to be fighting stuff in court. But there's going to be a real shadow government going on here. What happens if Trump gets inaugurated? Overseas policies. It's not the greatest in the world, certainly. It certainly tests the strength of Americans. People, this is almost like people having to work together behind the scenes to take care of each other. It's almost like a resistance. This is the resistance. If Trump gets in there, there's going to be a secret resistance against him to try and force him to leave, causing problems for him. If Trump gets in, he's not going to be able to do things unopposed. There's going to be an organized resistance against him. So it won't go smoothly for him. Everything's going to be a struggle because nobody's going to be willing to play ball with him, as it were. He's alienated too many people. Just real high level. What's America supposed to take away from this? When Inauguration Day comes around, what are we supposed to take away from this? Narcissism, winner takes all. Five of Swords. All or nothing. Wheel of Fortune. Nothing's cast in stone. The worship of money and power. Working for common values. What are we supposed to learn from this is that we have a choice. Our actions speak. What side are you going to fight on? Are you going to fight on the side of what's good for people? It's funny. It's like the Democrats have to fight and steal their election back, and the Republicans are going to try and put power, the worship of money on there. But it's not set in stone. The lesson we learn is that we're not set in stone. There's still a lot of work. There's still a lot of things to be revealed in this. we're not there yet. This future is not decided. It's still in flux, and we can influence it. All right. Well, this is kind of a disjointed reading, starting off with, will the 25th Amendment be used to a variety of different ways to prevent Trump from getting in? But it might be that any of the ones that I've just read on aren't going to be what prevents Trump from getting in. And maybe he does get in. If he does get in, it looks like there'll be a resistance and a pushback against him. A lesson to be learned, we're not done yet. This thing has not played itself out. There's still a lot of free will choices to be made. And it's going to impact how this election goes forward. But in the end of the day, this is above my job, my pay grade and your pay grades. We can try and influence it, but this is going to be up to the leaders of this country on how they're going to proceed and go forward. All right, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I really do appreciate it. I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.